Ladies and gentlemen, today Minecraft Snapshot 17w17a has been released. This is a snapshot towards the PC version of Minecraft 1.12, and we are heading into the bug fixing cycle for this release. It's getting ever closer. So this one is primarily then focused on bug fixing, but it also has a bunch of new sounds as well as some technical new features. My name is slicedlime, let me guide you through all of the changes in this version. First of all, the new mob added in last week's snapshot, the Illusioner Illager, has had some tweaks to its difficulty. So if you try to fight the Illusioner on the previous snapshots, give it a go on this snapshot and see what you think. In addition to this, a few changes that were done in the previous snapshot have been reverted. Primarily, this is the color of shulkers and shulker boxes, specifically the purple one. That stood out incredibly much in the end cities where the shulkers can be found, and so it has been reverted for now. This is a temporary solution to this problem, and the end intent is that the undyed shulker looks the way it does now, but that the purple dye still produces the color that you saw in last week's snapshot. Stay tuned for an update on that down the line. There's also a fix in this version for another problem that was in last week's snapshot, in line with the fixes for things not connecting to things and things connecting to things, that is, fences, panes and walls and bars and torches and such. The wooden fences had started to connect to nether brick fences. That is not an intended change, and it has been fixed in this snapshot. Also in the snapshot, more fixes to fences, panes, walls, bars and torches connecting to things that they aren't supposed to connect to. Terracotta blocks now have unique colors on maps. This enables you to use colors that previously were available as wool colors. So if you used to do pixel art as maps, you can still have access to those same colors. Let's move on to sounds. There are a bunch of new sounds in this version, and let's start with note blocks. They can now be placed on top of 5 new blocks to produce new sounds. The first one is a bone block producing a xylophone sound. The second one is a block of gold with a bell sound. Note blocks on top of clay sounds like flutes. Packed ice block make note blocks sound like chimes. And finally, wool with note blocks gives a guitar sound. There are also a bunch of mobs and actions that have been given new sounds in this version. Parrots have new sounds. Illusion Illagers have new sounds. Casting a fishing rod. Reeling in a fishing rod. Throwing an Eye of Ender. The Eye of Ender exploding or dropping to an item again. Placing an Eye of Ender in the end portal frame. And completing an end portal, making the portal spawn. Finally, there are now sounds for paddling a boat. The new achievement system for Minecraft 1.12, called Advancement, has also had a lot of work done on it in this snapshot. There are a lot of new advancements, and the existing ones have moved around a bit. So now there are 4 tabs. They are Minecraft, the Nether, the End, and Adventure. Inside of these you'll find the basic crafting ones that will guide you through the different dimensions in Minecraft, Nether, and the End, and the more difficult challenge-like ones, more like traditional achievements in other games, can be found in the Adventure tab. In addition to this, there are a large number of fixes to the advancements, including Sniper Duel that used to trigger whenever you killed anything at a large distance. Now it requires killing an actual skeleton. The Remote Gateway advancement could not be obtained using Ender Pearls. Take Aim was granted when using other projectiles than arrows, and some other small fixes for criteria and descriptions of advancements. The tooltips for advancements with long titles used to be cut off, and that is also fixed now. The technical backend for advancements has also been improved. There's a new feature where advancements can now trigger commands as rewards for giving an advancement. That means that in your custom advancement you can put in a command, and that command gets run with the sender being the player that just got the advancement. All commands that are valid commands inside of a command block are also valid commands inside of an advancement grant. Advancement icons now also allow data values, and there are some new features in the /advancement command. This means that you can now use /advancement grant and revoke with some new wildcard-like parameters to give more than one advancement at once. For instance, you can do /advancement grant and the player name and until story/elytra. The same goes with revoke, of course. Both of these accept a parameter called everything, or from advancement, until advancement, through advancement, only advancement, and criterion. So from means this one and its children and their children and so on, and until means until this one and its parent and so on, and then through means both of the above. There are some other small fixes to the triggers for advancements. Item durability changed, triggered when the base change was 0, but not when an unbreaking reduced the change to 0. And the durability option for item-based triggers would succeed even for items without durability. Command blocks have also been updated in this version. In the previous version, there was a change to how chain command blocks are scheduled, meaning that you can now make loops. If you're wondering exactly how, there's a video on this channel, but it's already a little bit out of date, because in this version, a new tag has been added to command blocks. If you set update last execution to 0, the command block will no longer update its last execution tag. What does this mean? Well, for chain command blocks, it means that they can run more than once per tick. So you no longer need to use any clone commands to run a loop of chain command blocks. Note that you have to manually set the update last execution NBT tag inside of the command block. This is not exposed to the user interface of command blocks. This is an advanced feature and you are expected to know how to use /blockdata or /setBlock to set this flag. The last execution used to exist on the server side only and wasn't saved, but it is now saved, so you can now modify it as well in the NBT using commands. This is generally not very important, but it has one effect if you already made a loop with clone. It is no longer possible to use /clone to clone these blocks on top of themselves to reset the last execution status. That means that if you do what I did in my video and clone blocks onto other blocks, you're still fine and it will still work, even though you should replace it with a new method. However, if you were cloning blocks onto themselves, this will no longer work in this version. One other fix to command blocks is that conditional command blocks didn't update their success count tag. That means that if you put several conditional command blocks in a row, the successive ones wouldn't actually work properly, and that is fixed in this version. One final fix to commands in this version: the narrator feature wouldn't properly work with the commands /say, /tell, and /tellraw, and now it will. In addition to this, there are some fixes for performance and stability, as well as a few fixes to translations or text on the screen. And with that, we have reached the end of the list of changes for this version. If you want to try it out, head into your Minecraft launcher, go into the launcher settings and enable Snapshots. This will add a new profile to the profile selection drop-down box next to your play button. Here you can now select the latest snapshot and start the game. Your launcher will now automatically download and start the latest snapshot version, which is currently this one, Minecraft 17w17a. Do keep in mind if you want to play them, the snapshots or development versions can be dangerous, can crash, can even corrupt your world. So if you do try it, do so on a test world, or make sure you have a backup of your world. That is all for this time. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please help me out in return and leave a like. If you want to stay up to date with all the news for Minecraft, then feel free to subscribe to my channel, where I post news videos about all new versions and snapshots. My name is slicedlime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.